I'm Carmen Alexis Gray, the mother of Curtis Israel Gray, and right now we're standing in front of the tree that was dedicated to him on April 29th, 2019. We had a memorial service for my son. Mayor Melissa Holland did the dedication of the tree that's behind me. This tree is the cypress tree. It was dedicated to my son's memory. The Romans interpreted it as the tree of joy, and the Greeks interpreted it as the tree of mourning. One of the adages that I spoke to him at a time when he was experiencing a lot of difficulty with the breakup of our family. As I told him, I said, son, you're like a tree. You bend, but you don't break. So the symbolism of this tree means a lot to me in his honor, and I had him to repeat that over and over again. I bend, but I don't break. So this month, the month of October, highlights the National Depression Education Awareness Month. I definitely wanted to broach this subject and use the life of the Gray family as an example. Both of my children were impacted by a decision made between my spouse and I to divorce. And my son responded one way, my daughter responded totally opposite. For Curtis, his grades began to flounder, he began to spiral, he went within himself. For my daughter, her grades really just superseded all expectation in that type of environment. What I had to do was put both of my children through counseling, and the response was totally different for both of them. With Curtis, he was able to use cognitive therapy to help bring him out of a state of depression where he didn't need medication to cope. A lot of his friends were able to see that transition because I asked both of my children to be very transparent, and however they were feeling. I did not want them in isolation, and I didn't want them to feel like they were uniquely different from any other home or any other family that's going through trauma. I think a lot of times we think that it represents itself in a way of, unkempt clothing, unkempt hair, failure in school, displays of anger and outbursts, mismanaged behaviors, and it doesn't always exemplify itself that way. I want parents to pay close attention to the impact that my son's murder has had perhaps on their lives as a result of what's happened in the community, and to make note if there are any extraordinary changes. Parents and students, faculty, staff, don't feel that the age-old adage is true, time heals all wounds, because it does not. Time perpetuates wounds that go untreated. I want to say that again. Time perpetuates wounds that go untreated. People look at me and they think I've got it all together, but my diagnosis has been PTSD, and those triggers are not easily manageable because you can't just can it and put it in one category and expect it to be managed in that way, because it was murder as opposed to him dying in a car. The legacy that he left behind is one that I'm wanting to carry forward. You can have a glass of water that's filled to the brim, or you can have a truckload, an 18-wheeler that's filled to maximum capacity. I would have to say that Curtis would be like the 18-wheeler, in that he carried a lot of people in his heart. He wanted to do good by the community, good for the community. He wanted to impact change in the lives of his peers, particularly in the area of positive mental health. He brought a lot of mental health awareness, especially to children who were also experiencing any type of trauma, either through family issues, personal issues, bullying, self-deprivation. And he was very instrumental in helping young people his age to identify the crisis and to manage it in a peer-to-peer support group. I thought he did an excellent job just exemplifying himself through transparency, showing his own wounds, and showing them how to get up from a place of trouble and trauma.